unreadable werewolf romances she immersed herself in between flights. Dave was an exemplar extra-fucking-ordinaire of why a woman like her, a woman of independent means and good-breeding hips, had to be careful. Men who weren't to be found in the blessed state of being other women's husbands were generally deserving of their wretched and benighted state by way of being unmarriageable assholes. What? Croaked Dave, who drifted off into a hangover haze for just a moment. Completely unmarriageable assholes, Dave. Such as yourself. World is full of 'em, I said. All trying to get at my good-breeding hips and my 401k. He did his best to zone out the lecture he knew was coming on the poor choice facing the modern marriageable lady between potential husbands who were all, without significant exception, gravely disappointing or downright dangerous. Or a volatile combination of both, such as you represent, Dave Hooper. Once they had altitude, she pushed forward on the stick and brought them around to the southeast, breaking off her lecture to check in with air traffic control. Hundreds of feet below, the trailers and demountable huts of the BP depot slipped from view as the nose dipped a little and they commenced the long haul out to Tiber Field, about 300 miles due south of New Orleans. Hooper had made this flight out to the rig so many times that he could picture the landscape without needing to look. In the sprawling dirt and gravel parking lot below were dozens of SUVs and pickups, way too many for the size of the depot, mostly owned by guys working a 12-day shift out on the long reach. They came in from all over the Gulf Coast, some even driving all the way down from Austin and Dallas, leaving their Fords, Dodges, and Chevys in the company lot to grow a second skin of red dust and oily particulates. No imports for these men, and lift kits aplenty. In his mind's eye he could see, without looking, the taco stand where everyone stopped in for a last home-cooked meal before flying out. Home-cooked because Pedro, who ran the stand, lived there as well, bunking down in a sleeping bag on a pile of crushed cardboard boxes in the storeroom. With his eyes closed, Dave could see the small pound across the 2 lanes of unsealed road running past Pedro's taqueria. A fine example of American entrepreneurialism, the doghouse had sprung up 2 years ago to serve the needs of those rig workers who didn't trust their partners on shore to look after their best friends while they were out on the water. The proximity of Pedro's to the doghouse provided cheap and unlimited lulz to those who never grew tired of pondering aloud just how Pedro was able to stay in business, providing, as he did, the cheapest loose meat snack anywhere on the Gulf Coast. Hooper felt the chopper alter course and commence its run out to the long reach. He was going out a day early, but knew better than to stay on shore until the last day of his leave. He would be able to dry out and detox in his bunk on the rig, protected from his own excesses by the tyrannies of distance. So, he calculated, 6 days out on the water, and then back to BP's Death Star up in Houston, then back out to the long reach, then... He wouldn't have minded the usual routine for himself, 12 days on, 12 days off. But since word had come from the company overlords that the long reach was going to test all the way down to 45,000 feet, 5,000 beyond the rig's listed specs, Hooper had found himself up for months of rolling back and forth between the platform and the shop front in Houston. He seemed to spend most of his time in transit because as the long reach's boss hog of safety, his objections to the company's plan had to be noted insofar as that word meant, "Fuck you, Dave, just make it happen. And while you're at it, cover our asses." And their asses were exposed. Highly fucking exposed. In Dave Hooper's expert opinion, at least. And on this, if not much else besides hookers and hooters, he was an expert. Tiber Field was spread across a Rorschach blot of lower tertiary reservoirs, with multiple sweet spots of light crude hidden in among some of the oldest, gnarliest rock formations on the planet, themselves buried under thousands of feet of compressed salt. There was a reason oil companies didn't do much drilling at those levels. There was a reason things had gone wrong on the Deepwater Horizon 5 years ago. Working a field like this was difficult and dangerous and... What the fuck, Dave?